She said she was tired, needed to sleep in.
Oh.
So I let her. I kissed her forehead, closed the door softly, and walked to the coffee shop with my headphones in. But somewhere between the second sip and the third song, I opened Find My iPhone. She wasn't. In bed? She wasn't even home. My name's Nathan. I'm 31, and I live in Asheville, North Carolina. I work as a UX designer for a mid-sized tech company that thinks beanbag chairs and free LaCroix can replace therapy. I'm introverted, measured. The kind of guy who alphabetizes his spices and owns more cardigans than t-shirts. And yeah, I know how that sounds. I met Riley 2.5 years ago at a farmer's market on a Saturday morning. I was holding a fresh loaf of sourdough and awkwardly trying to choose between 2 types of goat cheese. She walked up behind me, looked over my shoulder and said, "That one's overpriced. Get the rosemary." And she walked away like she hadn't just rerouted the rest of my life. She had that kind of bold, effortless energy. Like the sun wanted to follow her around. Wore chunky boots in July, ate pickles straight from the jar, sang off-key in the car, like she was trying to win a Grammy for worst vocals but best vibes. We moved in together after a year. Her apartment lease was ending, and mine was already too big for one. It started with a toothbrush, then a drawer. Then suddenly I was sharing my Spotify account and fighting for blanket space. And I loved it. I loved her. We had our routines. Tuesday Thai takeout from that hole-in-the-wall place near Merrimon. Sunday laundry and Marvel movies, matching his and hers mugs from her Etsy obsession. She called me Bug. I called her Ro. Don't ask why, we didn't even know. Just stuck. We weren't perfect, but we were comfortable. Warm. I'd wake up to her hair spread across my chest like ivy and think, yeah, this is it. First it was small. She started turning her phone face down, said it was for screen addiction. Fair. Then she began sleeping with it under her pillow, said it was for morning alarms. It's also believable. But one night, maybe 3 months ago, I rolled over and saw her smiling at something in the dark. Not laughing, smiling like a secret. Pretended to sleep. That smile haunted me. Then came the excuses. More overtime at work. Group dinners where I wouldn't know anyone. Less hand-holding. More locked doors when she was in the bathroom. She didn't giggle at my dumb puns anymore. Didn't ask me to pause the show when she got up to pee. Stopped sharing her fries. When I asked her what was up, she said, I was imagining things, that I needed a hobby. Maybe I was the one pulling away. But that wasn't true. I never felt closer to her, or more terrified of losing her. Still, I gave her space. Trusted her. Because if you start treating someone like they're guilty, eventually they will be. Right? But that morning, something felt off. It was a Saturday. She usually woke up before me, made coffee, sat on the porch in her robe with her journal. But this time, she was out cold. Face buried, limbs tangled, fully clothed. She mumbled something about being exhausted. Late night working on the campaign, she said, "Let me sleep in, Bug." So I kissed her temple and let her rest. Walked to our usual coffee shop alone. Ordered her oat milk latte without thinking. Found our usual booth. Played our playlist, yes. We had a coffee playlist. And then I opened. Find My iPhone, not because I didn't trust her, because I didn't trust me anymore. She wasn't in bed. She wasn't in the apartment. She wasn't even in the zip code. Her location said Highland Park. Not a place she ever mentioned, not near her office. Not near anyone we knew. I stared at the blue, pulsing gently on my screen like it wasn't detonating something inside. Me. My thumb hovered. I refreshed. Still there? Highland Park, near some apartment complex off Riverside Drive. I didn't call her, didn't text, just closed the app and sat still. The oat milk latte was cold by the time I threw it away. Back. At home, the bed was perfectly made, but I had seen her there. I tucked her in. I swear I did, or did I? Suddenly I was doubting everything. Had she ever been there that morning? Was she pretending? Did she leave and come back? My brain was a pinball machine banging between panic and denial when she walked. Through the door an hour later, holding a fresh bouquet of tulips and yawning like she'd just woken from a dream. I felt like I was going insane. "Hey, Bug," she said, breezing past me. "Thought I'd grab flowers before you got back. I wanted to surprise you." I stared at her. She didn't flinch. Not one crack. "Where were you earlier?" I asked. She blinked. "What do you mean?" "I was here." "No, you weren't." "But you." Paused. "Babe, I was just out for 10 minutes. Down the street, needed to stretch my legs." "Why?" My stomach twisted. 10 minutes. Highland Park was a 15-minute drive one way. "You didn't answer your phone," I said. It was on silent. "I was journaling." "What's going on?" Her voice was so calm, so normal. It made me feel crazy. "You sure you weren't in Highland Park?" She frowned. "What? Why would I be there?" I held her gaze. She laughed. "Nathan, are you tracking? Me now? Seriously? That's really unhealthy?" And that's when it began. The slow erosion of reality. She flipped the script, fast and hard. Said I was being paranoid, that maybe I needed to talk to someone, that I was overthinking because I had abandonment issues. She weaponized my own vulnerability against me. That night, I sat in the shower with the water turned all the way hot, letting it burn down my spine like punishment. My head throbbed with questions I couldn't silence. Was I losing it? But deep down, no. I knew the difference between anxiety and instinct. And this was instinct, clawing its way out of my chest. From that day, I began watching quietly. She started going offline more often, said her phone was glitching. Changed her lock screen from a photo of us to a generic mountain view. Said she needed a break from all the relationship pressure. She stopped inviting me to things. Said her coworkers were planning more girls' nights. Said she felt smothered. I checked her Instagram one night. No posts of us anymore. No tagged photos. Like I'd been gently erased. Then one morning, I heard her whispering in the kitchen. I stepped out and she snapped her phone shut. Said it was her sister. Her sister who lives in Oregon, who hates phone calls. I started taking screenshots. Battery logs. Call durations. At night, she'd roll over facing the wall. No more late-night giggles. No more toe taps under the blanket. She was next to me, but not with me. And somehow, I felt like the stranger. I confided in my best friend, Julian. "You sure, man?" he asked. "Maybe she's just going through something." "She is," I said. "But it's not depression. It's deception." Then came the night. That confirmed it. I was up late. She had fallen asleep, early phone tucked under her pillow again. I quietly slid it out. Used Face ID to unlock it. Messages were wiped clean. Suspiciously clean. But there was one notification she missed. Preview from a locked app. Can't stop thinking about this morning. A name I didn't recognize. I clicked. Password required. Didn't have it, but I had enough. Enough to know. Enough to feel. That same night, she stirred. Asked me what I was doing awake. Couldn't sleep. I said she snuggled into me like she hadn't just broken something inside me. "Let's sleep in tomorrow, okay?" "Sure, sleep in." Like she had the last time. I didn't sleep that night. Just lay there, eyes open, arms around her, mind racing. I could hear her slow breathing, the tiny sighs she made between dreams. Same. As always, but something about it felt sinister now, like a lie playing itself on loop. By morning, I had a plan. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to play detective anymore. I was going to listen not to her, but to what the silence had been trying to tell me. First step. I bought a new phone. Quietly, prepaid. Cheap, set up a dummy email. Downloaded a phone monitoring app, not to spy, but to protect myself. Evidence matters when people start rewriting history. I synced her phone using the backup login she didn't know I remembered. Watched as message notifications trickled in. Not many. She was careful, but not careful enough. That locked app. A decoy folder named Budget Planner. Photos, screenshots, voice notes. Thread with someone named Noah, the name I hadn't recognized, the name I now couldn't forget. Turns out Noah was a friend from the gym. Turns out they were more than friends. Turns out their gym sessions were mostly off-site. I watched her type, "He's asleep. I'll call you in 5. That same night, I had cooked her dinner. Lit candles. Played her favorite Fleetwood Mac vinyl. She said she had a headache and went to bed early. I wanted to scream. I wanted to punch a wall. But instead I pressed record. I started documenting everything. Screenshots, voice memos of our conversations, a journal with timestamps and observations. Even video clips from our apartment's hallway cam showing her slipping out after telling me she was too tired to go out. I didn't confront her, not yet, because I wasn't done. I scheduled a dinner, her favorite place, dim lighting, the place we went the night we said I love you for the first time. Told her it was a reset date, that I missed her, that I wanted to try again. She lit up. I've missed us too, she said, like she wasn't saying the same things to Noah in her messages. That night, she wore the silver dress I'd bought. Her last Christmas. Did her hair the way I loved. Even spritzed the perfume she knew knocked me out. We laughed, shared wine. She reached across the table, touched my hand and said, I knew we'd find our way back. I looked her in the eyes and said, me too. It's why I invited someone else. She blinked. Noah should be here any minute, I said calmly. Figured it's time we all sat down and talked. Her face went pale, then red, then blank. You're bluffing, she whispered. I handed her a printed folder. Inside, the screenshots, the texts, the pictures, printed copy of their gym membership check-in logs, even a map with time-stamped locations pulled from her phone's GPS. You're good, Riley. Really? But not that good. She stood, knocking over her wine glass. You followed me? No, I watched you. There's a difference. Heads were turning. A server rushed to help. She looked around like she was trapped in a snow globe, shaking from the inside out. You're sick, she hissed. Maybe, I said. But I'm not the one cheating and gaslighting the person who would have. Moved mountains for you. And just then, Noah walked in. Right on time. He saw us, saw the scene, saw her shaking, panicked, caught mid-lie. Hey, he said, confused. What's going on? She turned to him. Told me you blocked him? Noah frowned. What? Why would I block him? I thought you said he knew. I smiled. She says a lot of things, Noah. Hope you like guessing. She stormed out. Didn't even take her coat. Noah followed slowly. I stayed and paid the bill. Tipped extra. Left the wine. Stains on the table like blood spatter on the final page of a murder mystery. I walked home alone that night, head high, heart in pieces. But damn, it felt good to finally stop pretending. The apartment was too quiet after that. I came home to a space that still smelled like her shampoo, still had her mug by the sink, her robe on the hook, her eyeliner cap rolling. Behind the bathroom faucet, like she'd just stepped out for groceries, but she wasn't coming back, not in the way. I needed her to. She texted once the next day. Riley, I didn't want to hurt you. Didn't mean for this to happen. Please let me explain. A few days later, I came home to find a post-it on the front door. I left my charger and that book you got me. Didn't take. Anything else? Hope that's okay? She had taken things, though. Not just the physical. She took the part of me that believed real love meant safety. That vulnerability always meant closeness. That sleeping beside someone night after night meant you'd never have. To wonder if they were lying through their teeth while wrapped in your sheets. I went to therapy the next week. Dr. Linden was calm. Gentle. She didn't jump to labels. She let me unravel slowly. I told her everything, the tracking, the fake phone, the dinner, the confrontation. She didn't flinch. You were desperate to be believed, she said. That's not crazy. That's human. I clung to that sentence for days. Julian checked. In regularly. Brought over tacos and beer. Didn't press. Just sat with me in silence and let me exist. That's the kind of friend you don't realize is gold until the world makes. You feel worthless. Riley tried to reach out again, first with texts, then with long emails that read like diary entries. I didn't know what I wanted. You were too good and I felt like I didn't deserve it. Wasn't even serious with him. The classics. She even sent me a voice memo once. I couldn't listen to the whole thing. Her voice made my hands shake. The same voice that used to whisper, I love you, while tracing circles on my chest now felt like a weapon. I blocked her everywhere. Then came the fallout. Her family messaged me. Her cousin, whom I'd gotten close to, DM'd to say, I'm so sorry. I had no idea you didn't deserve that. Friends chose sides. Some ghosted. Some reached out awkwardly, unsure what to say. I didn't blame them. Nobody likes standing in the middle of someone else's explosion. 2 weeks later, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Noah he asked to meet. I hesitated, but curiosity got the better of me. We met at a diner halfway between our apartments. He looked like I imagined, clean-cut, cocky edge, but tired. Real tired? I didn't know, he said, pushing his coffee back and forth across the table like a nervous tick. She told me you guys were done, that you were obsessive, controlling. I let him talk. I fell for it, I mean. I liked her. She made everything feel exciting. But the night you called us out, that broke it. I haven't seen her since. I nodded. Thanks for saying that. He looked me in the eye. He handled it like a damn chess player. I would have blown up or thrown hands. I wanted to, I admitted. But I figured pain delivered calmly sticks deeper. He nodded slowly. Well, it did. We left it at that. No bro hugs. Just a mutual understanding that we both got played, and he just happened to be the tool she used to break something sacred. By month's end, I'd moved out, got a smaller place closer to work, more sunlight, no memories, no echoes of a laugh. That now felt like a lie. Sometimes I'd see Riley's old robe in the back of my closet and freeze for a second like my body forgot she was gone, but then I'd breathe and keep folding laundry and let it stay there. As a reminder that love shouldn't make you guess. It's been 7 months. I still double-check the locks at night, still hesitate before handing someone my trust, still wake up some mornings and forget, for a second, that she's not lying next to me. Healing doesn't move in a straight line. It loops, swirls, slams you with flashbacks during the most random moments like folding laundry or hearing a Fleetwood Mac song in a grocery store, but I'm not the same man I was the day I opened that location app. Used to think love meant always assuming the best, forgiving in advance, making excuses before anyone asked you to. Now, I know love real. Love shouldn't require you to set yourself on fire just to keep someone else warm. I journal now. Every day. But enough. I switched out our old mugs for mismatched thrift store ones. Got rid of the robe eventually. Bought a plant. It's dying, but it's mine. I still believe in love. I do. But now, I believe in me more. And maybe that's the point. She said she needed space, and I gave it to her. All of it. She can have the apartment, the memories, the story she tells her friends that paints her as confused or misunderstood. I've got my peace, and I'm learning that's worth more than closure. Turns out, the best revenge is never needing her apology. If you enjoyed my story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories like this.